Greetings, viewers. Welcome to Tales of Witternacht and the Tale of Cybil Spear, Book 3, Chapter 13, our primary actual play D&D 5e campaign. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening, and with me are our esteemed players, AJ, Conrad, Saga, Ernie, and Dustin. Jeff will not be with us tonight, but Conrad will be doing his best to give us our best Jofridir we can get, short of the original. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out previous sessions on our YouTube channel. Also like to direct you to our Discord server to join the community, interact with us. Links to both can be found in the About section of the Twitch channel. Before we begin, want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for amazing ambient sound effects and music, which you'll be hearing here shortly, Discord for our voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the game we play. Tales of Winternacht is not sponsored by, nor are we an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. With that, roll that beautiful footage.
I want to say, AJ, for the last chapter, you look very dapper.
I love how that's because like, we came back right before that, and I'm like, I'm glad that's what we started back on.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's
dude,
good.
I'm yapping.
All right. Just FYI, we'll be continuing our follower giveaway tonight during the stream, where we'll be giving away a lovely sticker sheet featuring the party member artwork created by AJ. These stickers are also available for purchase in the merch store, which you can find in the About section of the Twitch channel. If you don't happen to win, there's also a lot of other goodies there if you care to support the stream, which we would greatly appreciate. To enter the giveaway, you need to redeem 100 channel points to use the enter giveaway option and join our Discord. Everyone eligible can enter once per stream and accumulate multiple entries until we reach 90 followers, at which time we'll choose one entry as a winner. If you're chosen as a winner of the giveaway, you'll be contacted on Discord to get your mailing address to send you your prize. And the quicker you get us to 90, pushes us closer to 100, and at 100 followers, we'll do a dice giveaway. So, all you dice goblins out there, go out and help out getting the follower count up there. With all of that out of the way, previously on the Tale of Cybil Spear. Cybil Spear, a group of 6 strangers brought together to combat various threats in the world of Witternacht before being caught in the web of an otherworldly entity known only as the Dreamer. Their current journey has brought them to Torsland, the northern homeland of the party's barbarian Jofridir. Arriving in the port city of Riyab, they met Aliona, Jofridir's beloved, who traveled with them as they ventured to Jofridir's home of Snodeskull. They arrived, found the town seemingly abandoned, with the exception of the children of the village, which had survived alive and well under the care of a nearby lighthouse keeper in the sea caves below the city. However, no adult residents could be found alive. Included amongst the casualties was Jofridir's brother Ivor and the village elder Herdert. But Ivor not 100% dispatched, as his ghost proceeded to possess Jofridir and engage the party in a battle only stopped through the persuasive skills of Aliona, who brought Jofridir back out of the possession and dispatched Ivor temporarily, before the party ultimately made their way south in pursuit of the Isbjorn clan and the village of Bjornsflute, their home, that being their only lead as to the source of the attack that had dispatched the adult residents of Snowdskull. Leaving behind Aliona, who agreed to help Helen with the children, party headed south in search of answers. Party made good time during the first day of their journey before taking shelter in a cave with an elderly catfolk hermit named Slor, who welcomed the company. During the night, Jofridir was visited by the ghost of his brother Ivor, an incident that Zedri witnessed in part. The party set out from Slor's and continued their journey south along the Ernelv River. They completed a dangerous crossing of the Isplit before taking a midday rest to warm their bodies. Continuing their day's journey, they found themselves in a vast, frozen marsh that beckoned each of them with a soft lullaby and romantic whispers, drawing Jofridir and Alfred down into its icy depths. Along with several of the snow rams, the party made a daring rescue, including Crocodile's Dedry, to save them all from the clutches of death. Frozen to the bone, the party took a short rest to recover and regain their composure before setting off on the last leg of the day's travel. A few miles further along their journey, they found themselves at an abandoned farmstead and trading post that had not been active since before Jofridir's time. Deciding it would be a good place to rest for the night, they split up to put the snow rams away in the barn and to fix the house up a bit for their stay. Here in Snowdskull, it is early evening on the first day of Sanman, 296 years after the fall. Our tale resumes as Alfred and Jofridir search for a place to sleep as lethargy takes over their tired bodies. Faysal, Lonan, and Zedri get the snow rams settled in the barn, and Salinas keeps watch in the farmyard alone. Salinas, I need a perception check to start us off tonight.
Yes, sir. I can do that. Wish me luck, boys. Hey,
no
it worked.
luck needed.
My okay. I had mentioned at the end of last session, but I decided to put it under a perception check. You succeeded, so you have it anyway. As to whether Salinas notices the slight change in the house as a result of what's going on inside. So you, with a 20, you do beat the DC and do notice that little bit of livening up that happens, but it is very minimal. Just barely notice it enough to take note of it. Still a little bit in the what am I exactly seeing, as the paint looks a little bit cleaner. The curtains look a little bit less tattered. The wooden shingles a little bit less beaten and rotted.
I think Salinas would kind of spur Ivory on just a little bit and just kind of start a slow walk around the house and just kind of keep my eye out to see if I spot anything.
So you still have your snow ram. The rest of them are
Oh,
with the three in the
no.
barn. Okay.
No, you're right. You're you're right. You're right. I hadn't thought about they would have taken the snow ram. So Salinas will just start walking around the house. I had forgotten that part.
Okay. The three of you in the barn. Kiesel, Lonan, Zedri. What are we up to?
I mean, just making sure that the snow rams are fed and have water so that they'll be good for the night. Loden is given Moonspark a little bit of love after the ordeal of today.
Okay.
Cedric, I previously mentioned that Cedric was going to go ahead and light some of the herbs from his herbalism kit. Yeah,
That is correct.
he has them in a small wooden bowl, and he is just walking around the perimeter of this barn, letting the kind of smoke of it.
The interior or the exterior?
The interior.
Okay.
I mean, Cedric, what do you really expect to be lurking around here?
I just want to go ahead and point out that nobody is here. And for what it's worth, this is the only place that it seems like people would be if they were sleeping.
I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me that there's an abandoned place in the middle of the winter wilderness. But to be fair, we did just deal with a lake that actively tried to drown a couple of our companions, so...
I will admit that the way that we're going to where we're getting has had a myriad of obstacles, but I'm thinking about it more from the aspect of people heading towards us. And this seems like such a lucrative spot that protections, etc. will like hold it out, and the smoke will kind of like fan in front of his face a little bit.
You know, we have dealt with a lot of ghosts so far. Is that normal?
Maybe Torsland is where people go to die. That was dark. I was trying to be poetic.
I think that might also be borderline heretical.
Ah.
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Sure, having this conversation. Alfred and Yofrid, roll me a d6.
Heard. Always one.
Hey, works.
You probably want it low this time. I'm assuming this is the damage being dealt.
Yeah. As Alfred, you take 1 point of necrotic damage. Yofrid takes 3. Salinas, give me a perception check.
Okay. Not nearly as good.
First one matters more.
Sure, making your rounds, just like walking around the house, checking the surroundings. There's a snap of a twig off up on the hillside that catches your eye, and you look away. And when you look back to the house, don't really notice any sort of a change there. Seems to be about the same as what you've been seeing. Alfred and Yofrid are inside. You have both found nice little spots on the ground to lay down and go to sleep.
All right. Alfred is going to take his bag off his back, and he's going to use it as a pillow. Do I have anything to use as a blanket? I do. I mean, I have a bedroll, but
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you should have a bedroll.
In this, I think in this instance,
Jupiter.
like I'm very sleepy, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
I don't have time to roll out a bedroll. Alfred's just gonna lay down on the ground and use his backpack as a pillow. Curl up in the fetal position.
We're gonna terrify whoever walks in and sees y'all. It's not gonna terrify Edry.
I think Yofrid still has enough wherewithal to know that it's cold out, and would probably may not get out his bedroll. Would definitely get out like a blanket to kind of put over himself.
Actually finds
Kind of
one. It's fairly hole ridden, but it's still a shield that's just laying there on the ground.
To be fair, you
Yeah, you
both
kind of
also
like
have the crow cloaks as well.
Yeah.
True, true.
Ilfridir kind of like props himself, like kind of sitting up on the wall and pulls the blanket up on himself, leaning back against it.
Is the house like divided into particular rooms?
Only room you've seen is just the intro room that you stepped into. That presumably some sort of a great room, living room of the house, / dining room, kitchen. As there's a little counter at the back, or a little fireplace and a little counter table next
There
to
we go.
it, and then a small round table set about a little bit off center, a little bit further back from the door towards that area.
Alfred's heading straight for like the fireplace. That's his spot.
Feels comforting, despite the fact that there's no fire in it.
Is there any
Feels like
wood
a
in
good
it?
place to lay down. Not, no, and just remnants,
Okay.
charcoal and ashes.
All right. He will lay down then. I was thinking maybe if there was even a couple sticks, he would light a fire.
Gotta let the cat in.
There's plenty of disheveled furniture laying around
Oh,
that you can take pieces of and light up.
yeah, I mean, if Alfred has the wherewithal or the energy to not fall asleep.
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay. That was nearly good.
Sleep is
Almost.
too tempting. There's enough shelter here. You feel shielded from the cold. You'll be fine.
All right. I guess I'll just lay down and go to sleep.
As you hear Yofridir start to snore over on the other side of the room. Back to you in the barn. You guys finish fumigating, cleansing, whatever you want to call your herbing. Snow rams seem to be fairly calm. Some of them, the ones that spend a good amount of time underwater, are quickly bedding down, taking the comfort of the shielded shelter here and bedding down and getting ready to go to sleep. None of them actually like start resting, close their eyes while you're all still in there, but you can tell they're all heading in that direction.
Is there hay in the barn?
Not hay. There's some old straw in the stalls, but
Okay. Zidra will kind of stifle the bowl, and he'll just take like a small pinch of what was in. Probably like a mixture of like dried herbs from his herbalism kit.
okay.
But like sage, bay, vervain, stuff like that. He'll just into each of the stalls before kind of scooping the contents back into his pouch and looking to Kiesel and Lonan. Well, I should probably go ahead and do the house now.
I mean, I figured that's the next place we were heading anyway.
I just feel nice having the snow rims a semblance of protected.
After all they've been through today, definitely.
Yeah.
This is all of them, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was just a lot of chaos. We didn't lose any, did we?
No.
Nope.
No.
We managed to save all of them.
You know, I would trust us with a bank loan the way we've protected these assets.
I mean, we did bring one of them back to life, so...
You know, I'd still give us a bank loan. That's That's pretty good track record.
Right, but we, the wagon. Zedry's just gonna turn and like walk towards the house.
Ooh.
The wagon?
Shrug.
Alright. And Lonan will follow Zedry.
Kiesel will follow in. Can I get a good outside look of where we are staying?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me a perception.
I roll to look.
We are so back.
It's
Yeah,
Action search.
taking in the scene as you step out of the barn. So, up ahead, off to your left, is the house. Back behind, you can see there's a shed that's about to collapse in on itself. A small little 5-foot by 5-foot tool shed type situation. Honestly, from the outside, it could be a tool shed, could be an outhouse. But house, fairly decrepit, abandoned, wispy curtains blowing in the windows, sagging roof, very aged, all the telltale signs of abandonment and decay showing on it. With a 16, it don't see any other individuals out here. Just the three of you.
Can I, with my 16, do a walk around the perimeter and look for any sort of like cellars or any hidden entryways?
Sure. Give me an investigation for that.
It's so Jover. Oh no.
You make the rounds. After a while, actually finding Salinas making the rounds around the house. You catch sight of him. You're not like next to him, but start to make your rounds around the different buildings. Don't see anything that looks like any like secret entrances or root cellars or anything like that that are set up from the outside. Looks like it's just these three buildings and all pretty standard above ground. No sign of any sort of cellars whatsoever. While you're making that walk, Zedry and Lonan, anything further from you as Kiesel walks away to go start making his little perimeter search? Take that as a no.
Yeah, I mean, if Lonan can hold Zedry's bowl, he's gonna try to refill it with some herbs. But
Oh
that's
yeah,
about
no.
it.
If he asks her, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem."
Nope. And then he'll produce his flame to get the smudging ready.
So, the two of you heading towards the house, Kiesel going off to make his little rounds. Salinas, give me a perception check.
Hey, another good one.
Catch sight of Kiesel. He's probably 75, 100 feet off. On the other side, like you're going around the back corner of the house furthest from as he starts to make the rounds out on the outside edge. As he starts heading towards the shed and checking everything out in this little farmstead. Alfred and Yofrid, roll me d6s.
Oh.
Show me a 1. 2.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
I was really hoping it would be a 6 just for the meme.
Masochist.
Yeah.
Alright, as Alfred takes 2 points of necrotic damage and Yofrid takes 5 points of necrotic damage. Man, that guy wishes
Fine,
he
he
was
can take
raging
it.
in his sleep right now.
You probably
You
still
can
have more
take
HP than me.
Alright, Salinas, give me another perception.
Oh.
Your focus seems to be more on Kiesel making his rounds and kind of checking on what exactly he's doing as he seems to be wandering the farmstead with no apparent purpose. that's known to you. You don't notice anything different about the house. Zedri and Lonan also give me perception checks. Knew that was
Well,
coming.
you know, Lonan. Yeah.
Lonan, you notice, Zedri does not. Lonan, you notice as you're walking towards the house that, like, it visibly starts to just brighten up a little bit. Doesn't look as quite as aged, doesn't look quite as rotted. The roof sags a little bit less. The curtains look a little bit more put together. Something's not right with this house.
Lonan is gonna take Zedri by the shoulder. You can go ahead and say I told you so.
About what exactly?
The house just changed.
Is it just gonna look up at the house?
It looks brightened, fixed. I don't know. It changed. Like
You
there
can
was
roll
a
again
broken
with
board
advantage, Zedri,
there.
Okay.
as she's pointing this stuff out to you.
Zedri's gonna look to make sure he didn't put any psychoactives in the herbs.
What kind of herbs you using?
From your viewpoint, Zedri, the house looks slightly different than your limited memory of what it looked like as you guys walked up to it. But, it's not.
Hey, so sometimes, like, whenever you walk up closer to things from being, like, far away, you, like, pick up different stuff. I'm not trying to discount. I mean, you've got good eyes, but I don't know if that's really it.
I am giving you an I told you so and you're not taking it?
Well, I mean, you're not exactly the one that I wanted to say it in front of. He'll look around and there's, like, nobody else around.
Just keep your guard up.
Okay. Zedri will produce flame and light the herbs. I'll let the smoke kind of come out.
So, Salinas, are you continually your trip around the house, or seeing Kiesel behind you, do you head back towards Kiesel?
Have I made a full loop yet?
You will on this round, depending on which direction you're going. You'll be able to catch sight of.
Yeah.
You're going to pick, go towards Kiesel or flip around the other corner and see Zedri and Logan.
No, I think he wants to. He needs to see every angle of this house first.
Okay.
I mean,
Just continue your trip around
like,
the front of the house and come around the front corner and catch sight of Lonan pointing and saying something to Zedri. It's kind of lost on the wind and the snow that's blowing, that you don't quite catch any specific words coming from her, but you see she's pointing at something and Zedri seems to be like trying to explain something back to her, catching just a general gist of the conversation they just had.
I mean, he like give a wave to Kiesel as he keeps going the direction he was.
Okay. Kiesel, as you continue your search around, reaching the back corner of the house, give me a perception check.
As Kiesel is eating his rations as he's walking. You said perception or investigation?
Perception.
It's because it wasn't the cigarette.
I'm amazing. Oh, good out here.
You hit a tough bit in that dried meat of your rations. Just tough chewing. Got to pick your teeth a little bit. That you kind of lose focus. Aren't really looking towards the house. Don't notice anything change with the house. And don't notice Zedri and Lonan's conversation, or even Salinas giving you a wave as he turns around the corner. As he gives a wave, as you immediately start to pick at your teeth. So
I get my dagger out and I'm just like, yeah, fucking cave food. Ugh. I'll make my way back around once I've done my full 360 and go in.
continuing your journey, Alfred and Yofrid, give me d6 rolls.
Here I go.
Oof.
There's the 6.
There's the
Oh!
double 6.
Oh no!
I just love watching the number go up.
And your health go down.
Alfred and Yofrid are sleeping away inside this house. Salinas coming up, heading towards Zedri and Lonan. Zedri and Lonan, how's that conversation going as Salinas walks up?
Guess we're heading into
mean-
the house.
Yeah, I mean, Lonan would still be like, you know, when we first walked up, that windowsill was cracked. And
Okay, aesthetically changing. That's one thing. Did you see any ghosts? Did you see like a dead widow with like a wedding veil on?
don't make fun of me.
I'm just saying, it happens. It's more likely than you'd think.
Agreeing with you that something is weird here.
Okay, Zedri will like ignite a flame once again, but he'll cast it up and he'll summon his wildfire spirit, and he'll just have it kind of like perch on his shoulder.
I guess by that point we'd probably be opening the door and entering.
Salinas, any comments as you're meeting them and as they're heading for the door? Catching that
Right.
tail end of that conversation.
There, There's something. I don't know. It seems silly, but this place feels too good to be true.
Thank you. Zedri will call.
No, I mean this house. There's something. I can't explain it.
All three of you give me perception check. Could be your easiest one. And Kiesel can roll one too. And there you roll the up over 20.
Nice.
I'm getting
Oh no!
Oof.
That little bit of meat stuck in between your teeth. That dagger's getting. You know what? Give me a dex check.
Dude, I'm gonna get myself gingeritis, dude. Oh no.
Not the
Oh,
gums.
no.
A dex check or dex save?
Dex check.
We're so back.
Yeah,
We are
you're
so
picking,
bad.
and it just
Oh.
like blade just slips a little bit, and you cut your gum. Nothing serious. You take 1 point of slashing damage, but just enough to be horribly irritating. Don't give yourself 95 hit points of
No,
damage.
I'm one shot.
Kiesel's really good with a blade. So good, he takes himself out. All right, the other three all very obviously notice this healing of the house as the house goes and just like visibly shifts. The roof pushes back up into place. The curtains now appear to be barely tattered at all. The door is not sagging. It's actually sitting on its hinges perfectly, no longer hanging a little bit a-kilter. And the paint almost looks pristine on the outside as you watch this transform into this healed look of the outside of the house. That Kiesel's completely missing as he's bleeding in his mouth and what the hell's going on. doesn't notice any of this as the three of you are at the front door.
Oh, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Oh. So just like shaking, shivering, like trying, the bowl is just, the fog is like wavering off of it. But I'll
You
stick
don't
with the
have to
others.
tell me I told you so. I'm the one that said something was off first.
Actually, no. It was on our way in whenever we were on the snow rims. That's when I said, like, it's going to be an I told you so situation. Lennon can back me up on it.
Yeah. Already told him he could tell me. He told me so. Well,
Anybody opening the door?
yeah, Lunan's gonna probably take her hand axe off of her belt and push the door open.
Door's
Ready to fight.
latched.
Shit. She's gonna put her hand axe back and grab out her thieves' tools.
Oh, note, I said latched, not locked.
Oh,
latched.
latched.
Oh, I misread that too.
Don't know if it's locked. It's latched. You can't just push it open with an axe. So
Just use your thieves' tools and lock it by accident.
I mean, shit. Door's latched.
All right, then open it.
Yeah, she's trying to push it open. She just had her axe in one hand. She'll put it back and try to push it open again.
do you want to push down
yeah.
the button
Yeah,
on the top of the handle?
Yeah, she'll unlatch.
What's all this stumbling about the fucking door? Kiesel will also push ahead. Like if Lonan goes to unlatch it, Kiesel will just.
Kiesel's on the back side of the house. He's on the whole other side.
I'm opening the back door. Damn it.
All right. Try the door. Slowly swings open with a creak. Inside, you see Jofridir propped up against the wall, napping. Alfred over in front of the hearth, curled up. No fire going, but he's curled up, sleeping in the fetal position.
This ain't suspicious at all. Lonan will go next to Jofridir and like try to shake him awake.
As Lonan enters, do the two of you follow?
Yeah. Zitra's gonna direct his Firebird to toss a little spit of flame into the fireplace since it's not running.
Salinas is gonna stop in the doorway for right now and see and watch what happens.
All right. Sentry and Lonan, give me wisdom saves.
Oh no!
Lonan, you step in, start heading over towards Jofridir. It's really big yawn. Come over. Wow, it's been a long day. That was a lot of swimming in that marsh. It's been a rough one. Just feel like, good as place as any. Yeah, it seemed a little bit strange outside, but yeah, deal with it tomorrow. It's sleepy time.
Yeah, she's like rubbing the side of her eye, like, oh, it ain't too weird, right?
And roll me a d6.
Okay. The only good thing is I know whatever it is, it's gonna be halved. Wait, I didn't mean to roll 2.
Hey,
Shit.
Half this.
Right.
half this.
Just feel just tired, sluggish, heart rate just like starting to slow, like you're starting to go to sleep, and Just feel like you need a rest. Sentry. I need a charisma save.
Ooh.
You hear this response from Lonan as she steps in. See your two other friends are just sleeping. Roll me d6. You guys need to quit rolling sixes on those d6s.
Apparently.
If Alfred's always a 1, I will always be a 6. So
So you take 3 points of necrotic damage. You just feel a little more tired, a little lethargic. Not bad. Not anywhere near what everybody else is feeling, where they just feel like they need to go to sleep. Just it's strange in here, but it has been a long day. Yofridir and Alfred have been through the ringer today. Makes sense for them to be curling up to go to sleep. Lonan's sudden change. Give me an insight. We're rolling lots of dice.
Give me an insight, just.
Yeah, seems a little off. Salinas, watching from the doorway, see your two friends sleeping, your two other friends heading in, Loden giving a big yawn, talking about resting, and Cedric seems all right. Give me an insight.
Do we wipe here?
Yeah.
The 15. What's Zedri's vibe check over there?
I would say that he's probably more so focused on giving his wildfire spirit directions to light the fireplace. But yeah, he'll turn over to Lonan, see the other two on the ground. He'll just kind of shrug along with it. And I guess turn back towards Salinas and just say, I feel like we could probably set up better sleeping situations for this. Gesture.
I mean, it's really an exhausting day.
Your wildfire spirit throws a quick flame seed into the fireplace, lights a little fire for a moment before it runs out of fuel and just withers away. Back to cold. Keith will be making his way around the front of the house now, as Alfred and Yofridir roll me d6s again.
Nice.
What's Lonan doing?
I think that even though she's like is starting to feel really sleepy, there's still like this like responsible like voice in her brain who's like very used to being extremely tired but having to kind of push through it a little bit and be like, I mean, I can get a fire going and then I can rest and deal with whatever's going on in the morning. She's just like yawning throughout.
Give me another wisdom save.
Okay. She is raised a toddler before. She is used to being sleepy.
Yeah, you're able to You're groggy, but you're able to push through to pick up some pieces of kindling, a broken chair,
Mm-hmm.
start to get a fire going. Warm Alfred. He tried.
She'll just like pat his head as she's passing by.
Alfred feels pretty warm. Just gives off kind of a general little warmth coming off of that little guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fire heart.
Zedri, Salinas, Kiesel now making it to the front door. And Lonan, roll me a d6.
Okay. Not 2 this time, by accident.
Oh.
2 points.
Somebody say fire heart.
Kiesel, give me a perception.
God.
As you're coming up to Salinas, this is the first time that you notice, like, just walking past the front of the house, the paint starts to, like, regenerate and grow out from the few flecks that were still left on the logs on the outside of this house to, like, growing, like a fast-growing moss across the side of the house and regaining its old pinkish hued white coloring. Definitely strange as you approach Salinas.
Well, Salinas, have you noticed that this house is fucking weird?
Yes.
Should we be sleeping in a weird house tonight? Because I don't think paint normally grows. And as I'm saying this, I am once again going to pull out my bloody dagger, and I am going to go up to a part of the house. I'm going to make like a notch, like an X. Because if I went to a slumber party and I noticed that the house was regenerating and changing, I think I'd sleep in the barn that night.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you there. Everyone else is already inside, though.
Do you think it would be rude to move them outside?
I'm still not 100% sure what's going on.
Kiesel, give me a dex save.
Yeah, baby, now we're talking.
I also have a question.
Oh, no, my gingivitis.
When the necrotic damage, did Lonan feel like that she got hurt?
No.
Okay.
Just feels like you're drained, energy-wise. Kiesel, as you go to make this mark on the side of the building, just fumble your dagger, drop it to the ground.
Like I don't make the notch at all, or I make the notch and then I fumble?
Like you go to press in with your dagger and just suddenly fumble it.
Is that like a goofy fumble, or is that like I felt physical resistance fumble?
Give me an investigation. It's like you went to press and like there was some force like pushed back, gave more resistance than a piece of wood should have given, and it caught you off guard, kind of forcing the blade out of your hand. And when you went to try and keep from dropping it, you rolled a 2 and proceeded to drop it quite quickly.
I'll pick up my dagger and I'll look back at Salinas. This house is not a home. Something pushed back. This house is alive. That didn't feel like wood.
All right.
I say we move
Okay,
this
yeah, that's-
outside and
No, yes, I think that's a very good plan.
I'll
how
lead-
about you go drag them out, and I
I'll
will
lean
stand
in.
right here.
I'll lean in close to Salinas. I think once we get out, we should, you know.
We'll consider it. Perhaps in the morning when we're about to leave. It's not just a beacon to anyone around who will know we are here.
No, but if these parts of the outside of the house are close and the house is regenerating, maybe it might encapsulate us once we're in the barn.
I will have the dome up, and I think that will be fine.
I will go and open the door. Is it an inward door or is it an outward swinging door?
Well, it's just hanging open at the moment.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the hanging open door and I'm going to kind of like poke my head in. Everybody, wake up. Everybody, wake up. Wake up. And I'll grab, because I have a big backpack full of like SHIT, right? So I'll bring out the, my, hold on. Dude, what's it called?
Here on Tales
Okay.
Winter Rock, we play D&D and spell shit, literally.
I'll grab out my mess kit in the backside of my dagger and just go.
Give me a wisdom save, Kiesel.
Everything's a
And-
hammer if you try hard enough.
Was that enough?
I don't think so.
You had inspo.
Was Indomitable used last session?
No.
I don't believe so.
No, it wasn't.
It was not.
I need to know if I pass or fail first.
You passed.
Okay. Bang, 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 bang.
Give me charisma save. Charisma save now.
Now comes the rerolls.
Does an 8 pass?
No, it does not.
I want to use my Indomitable ability and reroll that shit. I gotta. Freaking. Alright. We can't get worse than a 6, can we, folks? We can get a 12.
Oh, 12.
Ooh.
Cedric, give me a charisma save.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Okay. Alfred? Lonan, you're just heading towards going to sleep. Correct? Got the fire going and...
Yeah, she's like gonna start settling down and.
Okay. So, Alfred and Yofred are giving me wisdom saves.
Okay.
Kiesel, give me a
We got our donut hole.
performance, I suppose?
Cross that
Oh
off your
no,
bingo card.
Alfred!
We should have a Tales of Wit or Not bingo card, and on it, Alfred's 0 should be one of the spots.
Zero
Alright.
wisdom save.
0
Alfred
wisdom.
and Yofred here react nothing to your 17 performance check. They just out. Sleeping away. Lonan, give me another wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
You get yourself all settled in and you start to drift off to sleep despite the Kiesel banging on things and making a hell of a lot of noise at the front door.
Honk shoe,
So-
honk shoe.
3 sleeping,
structure.
Two, one all the way inside, one hanging in the doorway, and one just outside the door frame. I need d6 rolls from the 3 sleepies. And then Zedri, what are you doing? As Kiesel's banging on things, everybody's going to sleep,
I mean,
or continuing to sleep.
the moment that he does, Zidric still has the wooden bowl, and he's just going to drop it and just, like, cover his ears. He will turn towards Kiesel with a scowl on his face. Why? What necessitated that?
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on with the house, and the house is alive, I think. Or some bad juju shit's going on. Something that would offend the gods. Or at least that's what Lonan would say. I don't think we should be sleeping in the house tonight.
Well, Zidric's just going to gesture towards the 3 on the ground.
I don't think digestion was in today's schedule here, and considering 2 of us were almost digested by the marsh, I think we should heavily reconsider sitting in this house.
Okay, then pick one of them up. Zidric will just go over towards... is Lonan over near the fire?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, so Lonan and Alfred would both be by the fire. Yorfredir's closer to the door.
Okay, then yeah, Zidric will go ahead and try to scoop who is smaller in stature between Lonan and Alfred.
Lonan?
Everybody check your character sheets. What's your height and weight?
Lonan
Wait,
canonically like
I'm
5
not
foot.
And
Alfred is-
Lonan's 5'8".
Never mind.
Alfred is about my build. So, like, 5'7", lithe build.
Okay, then
Yeah.
he'll go for Alfred. He'll just scoop him if he's in the fetal position.
Yeah, he does.
I'm sure that's the only reason.
No,
Yeah.
listen, it is purely logical. It is.
Purely. The only choice.
Give me an athletics there, Cedric.
God. The gods give you a stature taller than Kiesel, and you whip up an 8?
Cedric does not have experience with scooping sleeping people.
Scooping.
Okay. So you would not be able to carry all your gear and him. You can pick him up. You can lift him, but not carry him because that would go beyond your. I mean, you could do it. You're just gonna be super slow. You'll be in the encumbered because you're already carrying 86 pounds and adding on his 135. Is that right?
Yeah, let's go with 135.
How deep are we into this house? Are we like...
You're on the far side,
It's a nice way.
so 15 feet.
Okay. Yeah, Zedric's just gonna say, all right, make way. And he's just gonna whistle for his
Okay.
Firebird and flame to teleport across to the door. He knows his limits. He's not gonna mess around.
Nice. Okay.
The Fury of Flame.
Well, the big issue is gonna be Yofredir.
Is anybody doing anything with Yofredir or Lonan?
Okay, so Kiesel is okay. God, your feet are so freaking big and heavy, bro. Oh god. He's a beefcake. He can handle it. Is Lonan like knocked out?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will scoop up Lonan as I've entered the house. She's considerably lighter than Yofredir.
Okay. Is Cedric fiery teleporting? Is that what we're doing?
Yes. Bonan's not in too close of proximity, right?
Or should be within 5 feet?
Oh, shoot. Well,
Yeah, she's
Walk
sleeping,
5
so she auto fails. She can't deck save.
Okay.
Are
Yeah.
you allowed to walk 5 feet encumbered?
I mean, yeah, you could
Can I-
drag him 5 feet probably.
Can I move encumbered and just like realize like the weight of Alfred? I will sustain that I will still use it, but I would like
This
to
will
could
avoid
say
it.
legitimately
Lauren
be
is
the first
6 feet
time
away.
that we've ever had to look up encumbered and worried about it for once.
I think this is
Could
the
say
first time
Lona
any
is
group.
6 feet away.
Yes, Lonan is 5 feet 2 inches. I pull out my tape measure or I steal Alfred's tape measure.
There you go. You ruffle through his bag and find it meticulously organized.
Always fun to look up new things, right?
Yeah, this is a POV of everyone at the campfire last night looking or waiting for Alfred to get whatever he was getting out.
So you can drag him 5 feet because that would be within your your drag capacity. So drag him 5 feet and then poof.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zedri's like pulling. He'll be like, "This is unceremonious. You're giving Salinas right now," and then he's gonna remember the teleportation, and then he'll go ahead and have his bird move.
Okay.
him.
Giving Salinas my motherfucker.
Roll me the fire damage from the fiery teleport. As Cedric goes and like hooks up to Alfred, pulling arms underneath the shoulders, starts pulling him back, and poof, out, and you can go 15 feet. So you pop up behind Salinas just outside.
Yeah.
As a burst of flame goes off in the middle of the house, like just licking at the heels of Jofredir, and Kiesel just dodging around it as he's heading over to pick up Lonan. Before it just disappears. As the
Sorry.
fire just immediately goes out. Kiesel, what's your lovely carry capacity?
And Kiesel's a strong,
He should be a lot stronger,
right?
so... Oh
Could
yeah,
be,
you could
but-
easily carry... I'm going to guess that Lonan is not 214 pounds, so...
No, I decided to put it at 150. Her at 150.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to pick her up and carry her without any issue.
Yeah, I just scoop her up and then just fires and everything. And I'll once we're out, bring her back out and just kind of plop her on the ground.
Her snow.
Now that these individuals are out of the house, are they still sleepy Evie? Or
So
do
as
they...
you're exiting the house and going and setting Lonan down, Alfred start to wake up, cold air hitting your nose. You were in that nice, sheltered, comfortable spot, but start groggily waking up.
Oh, why is it so cold? Why am I
so
outside?
the inside of a predator's mouth is going to be warmer than the outside air.
Okay, wait a second. You fell asleep
Huh?
inside. I'm so Kiesel, it's such he just woke
What?
up. What are
Oh.
you?
That
Are
line
there-
went
Kiesel,
too
how did
hard.
it... Kiesel, did you... there wasn't...
No,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm
You didn't
cold.
see anything weird in there?
I saw Zedri almost at the inside of fire, and the Jofrid is still in there, but I didn't take time to investigate. All I know is the paint is chipping back in place where there were no paint, and when I went to go, and I'll now that everyone's like waking up, when I went to go make a notch on the house pushed me back in self-defense.
Yeah, Lonan would be waking up as well.
Wait,
Not near as groggy as
Alright.
Alfred, having not slept as long.
The house pushed back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's some
because-
sort of energy or something about the house that does not want me to harm it.
It
So
was,
I
like,
would.
Oh,
repairing itself from like how damaged it was when we approached.
Uh,
can Selena's cast detect magic?
Yeah.
Alfred just wants to take a look at the house and see if he notices a difference.
And then I need a D6 from Yoferdir.
Yeah, well, we're yapping. Over here is fucking dying in there. It's just a one. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, cast detect magic and oh yeah, it lights up like a Christmas tree. This house is Clark Griswold's estate when the power's working. Boom, thoroughly infused with magical energy.
All right. Do you want me to try something kind of crazy?
I
With Yoferdir in it, or
Think-
preferably out of it?
Wait. Like Selena's crazy or like regular person crazy?
Well, what? So, no, something not that crazy.
Well, can-
okay, what are you gonna do?
Well, can we get our barbarian out first? He's the only guide we have.
Zedri's gonna go in and he'll kind of like wring his hands, and as he's moving his palm over his right hand, a symbol of a bull will appear, and he'll go ahead and cast Enhance ability on himself.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
Oh dang! No. Here, need to move the combat tracker so that I can put it on myself. And
Yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Yee. So he'll step in, buff himself a little bit, and then he'll attempt to pick up Yofred here.
All right, did that buff you enough?
It actually might not have.
Because it doubles, so you're up to 300. Oof, just enough.
Oh my. Really?
Yeah, he's got himself listed as 210. So you got 4.3 pounds to spare. Just enough.
Ooh.
Zedri, I need a wisdom save as you head in. And I need a charisma save.
Nice.
Solid roll. Solid
This is why we love Zedri.
Because he rolls above a 10.
Yes.
So you head in, are able to pick up Yofredir and carry him back towards the door. Everybody else staying outside? Safe assumption?
Yeah.
Okay. Cedric, roll me a d6, and I need one more for Yofredir. So Cedric takes 0 points of necrotic damage, and Yofredir takes 4. It's always good to get a 1 when you have half damage.
Well, hey, I also have a concentration check I have to worry about now, so woo!
Hey, there you go.
That's true.
You guys are all waiting on the outside, anxiously, like, what's the second part of this plan, this crazy plan, as Zedri comes stepping out, carrying Big Yofredir in his arms. A very, very odd image that, AJ, you're going to need to draw for us. We're going to need to see that visualization. You know what? Make the paper doll style again, so you can do it with everybody. You're carrying
Just
every
hot
person's sleeve.
swappable.
And a fireman's outfit. So, as you reach the edge of the house and step out, Yofredir starts to come to in your arms as Salinas, Kiesel, Zedri, I need dex saves.
Is this a magical effect?
Yes. My lord,
Nice.
Cedry.
Nice.
Sorry,
Nice.
that was
Nice
probably
advantage.
heresy. My lord
goodness.
Infernus.
Thank goodness for advantage.
Okay. Zedri and Kiesel, you just like the three of you all just feel like this wave of energy like pulse out of the house as the last person exits. Salinas, you get knocked off your feet a little bit, but you're able to catch yourself before you actually hit the ground as you're just kind of pushed forward a little bit. Kiesel and Zedri are able to brace enough and keep from falling over. Maybe the big giant barbarian in your arms, Zedri, is just enough of a balance, just firmly keeping you in place. As you all notice, the house regress back to the sad, abandoned, decrepit state that it was in before Alfred and Jofridir first entered.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yes, alright. That's Salinas kind of takes out his wand and he kind of makes a quick circle in the air at the house, and he casts dispel magic at 5th level.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotta go back and look at what level spell he used on the. Do I have to make this guy roll for this?
We'll say while this is happening, Zidru's wildfire spirit will like come out and land on top of Jofridir, and immediately Zedru just fumbles because the combined weight would be too much. So Jofridir just unceremoniously drops on the ground.
As he wakes
Come
up.
on. Yeah.
Why am I in the snow?
We were walking into the house and it's kind of trapped in a way. And we fell asleep.
Well, yeah, I'm tired.
No, I mean like we fell asleep not by ourselves.
It made us fall asleep.
Roll me a spellcasting ability, spellcast or spell attack there, Salinas.
Oh, hey, I can do that.
Wait.
The spell attack.
Nice.
Nice
Nice.
roll. Let's see.
Ooh, that sound effect goes hard.
It does.
It's a lot of sound.
No, I don't have time to escape open. I missed it.
It's in the
This is
stream.
why you have to have Sirenscape.
You have 30 seconds to get the stream open.
So, still having your detect magic up, with your assuming you have not dropped concentration on that. You watch as the bright lights of the magical energy that was covering this house dim, fade, disappear.
Well,
Did it work?
I think so, actually. I mean, I understand if we don't want to sleep in here tonight now, but Celine's just gonna hesitantly kind of walk in to the house, kind of push his way in a little bit.
Okay. Looks fairly similar to what it looked like from looking outside. Nothing seems to have changed, and you don't have to make any checks. Not that you would know you're making checks or not, but
Sure.
don't feel any lethargy or tiredness beyond the just general everybody's tired. It has been a long day of travel.
Mhm.
Maybe less Salinas being tired than most of the others, just because you managed to stay out of the river and out of the marsh.
Yeah. It seems fine in here now to me. Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't have the wherewithal to go through the whole "I told you so" thing again. So the barn, it'd just be nice to stay with the snow rooms.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind
Sure.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
despite it being colder outside, if we snuggle up with the snow rims, it might be stinkier, but, you know, warmer.
Yeah, I think I'm a snowflake.
No, it's fine. All right. It is fine. I mean, it'll just means at least it is safer for those who come after us.
Yeah, it's we're being good people.
I, I
When aren't
wonder.
we being good people?
Well, um, I wonder what it was though. Like, what caused the house to? I don't know what it honestly did. I just fell asleep and then I woke back up in the snow.
Or maybe some asshole cursed it. I mean, there wasn't like an object that was glowing, right? It was the whole fucking thing.
Not really inclined to torch an entire
Yeah.
establishment like this.
You're not?
No.
I am.
Okay. I'm just saying that if Salinas was able to go inside without just dropping asleep, I really don't understand. Like, I was fine.
Hey, it
I
looked like you were yawning.
I think I'm just tired of walking into places and nearly dying.
And walking into water and almost dying.
Just walking in general and nearly dying.
I mean, it's kind of the lifestyle we've chosen for ourselves.
Right. I mean, I understand, like, we get ourselves into situations where we're fighting off all horrors of the world and beyond. And I think I could deal with that just fine. But it seems like I just make my way into these situations where I don't even know that I am dying until someone's already pulled me out.
I mean, that is a real terrifying thought.
Yes.
I mean,
Like, when I close my eyes, am I gonna open them up again?
Ooh. Hmm.
Well, Alfred, perhaps that is something we will work on, but when you have woken up again, we've been here. And we will continue to be here to make sure you keep waking up again.
I really hope so.
if you don't want to walk into something, I mean, you can be carried into it. And Zidri will flash the bull symbol. I've still got a little bit in me, and he'll like flex his forearms a little bit.
Um, Perhaps. Maybe. I don't know. It's a lot right now.
Oh,
You know what? Let's go to the barn snuggle. You can snuggle with Snowflake, and we'll actually get some rest because nothing happened when the rest of us went to the barn earlier. So, and you can sleep the rest of the night away. No need to worry about watch.
Or we could.
I would have set up the.
Tiny hut.
I would have set up. Yes, I would have set up the dome.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd appreciate that, Selenas.
Yeah.
Alfred's just gonna like shuffle like a zombie towards the barn. I mean, he's not making like an act of it, but he's just like back and forth.
So I'll say the barn is probably not big enough to house both the snow rams and the hut in it, but you could put the hut next to it without any issue and be like right next to each other, and even put the door going into the barn if you so chose. So just
I was
add it
gonna
onto the
say,
barn,
like,
expanded.
Yeah, just like halfway into the barn.
All right, as you set about whatever sleeping arrangements you're choosing to do, and set up for a long night's rest, presumably with nobody staying in the now supposedly clear house. Snow continuing to fall outside softly, not blizzard conditions or anything, just a nice gentle snowfall. But it is very cold, your breath very visible in the cold night air outside. In the shadows of the abandoned buildings looming ominously over you as you set up your camp for the night. Before we get into any conversations or whatnot that are going to be pre-night or pre-sleepy watch order, what is our watch order for the evening? And is there a watch order, and what is our watch order?
Well, Kiesel will volunteer since this was all his idea. I can go first, no problem.
Okay.
Selenas will volunteer to go first. He's probably feeling the least tired of everyone around, so he'll start things off. Better than being woken up in the middle of the night.
All right. Second.
Lonan can take second watch.
Cedric can too.
All right. Last two are solo watches. So we need 4.
Alfred will take the last watch.
So Yofred, you're on third watch. All right. With your watch order set, settle in, have an evening meal. Anybody have any business to attend to? Any conversations to be had? The floor is yours. And if you don't, just indicate that you're going to find a place and go to sleep and not take necrotic damage each time.
Oh, thank God.
Alfred's gonna spend some time with Cybil. He's gonna go ahead and take her for a moderately lengthy walk. He's not gonna go like outside of the sight range. Like you'd be able to see him from the barn.
All right.
But just meandering around, taking her all sorts of places in the snow, trying to clear his head.
Okay.
If Alfred allows, Lonan will join him. She probably won't say much of anything, but just like make sure that nobody is out here alone.
Yeah, you're welcome to join me. I'm probably not gonna be good company right now, though.
I don't think I will either, so that makes us great company for each other.
Alfred will just nod his head and cheers.
Cheers. I just don't want anyone to be alone out here after that.
No, you're right. I appreciate it. Just gonna attach Sybil's leash to her collar and head on.
We'll presume that Jofridir is going to be the strong silent type unless somebody actually engages him. Get back to his nap. But Salinas, Sentry, Kiesel.
You say Jofridir has also had a very long day and probably just wants to sleep.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
How big is the barn?
Maybe 20 by 25.
Okay. Then Zedri is going to go ahead and set up in the center of the tent or center of the barn. I'm gonna scoot a little bit wherever presumably folks are gonna be sleeping in the hut, and he's gonna go ahead and set up kind of like a small kind of like prayer circle, but he's gonna use it to go ahead and cast Aura of Life over the area. He can't sustain it for forever, but so long as he can have it up just for a little bit to make sure to squelch out any dark magics around.
Okay.
And he'll use that as a catalyst for offering a prayer to Briora, since there was water involved in that river, and also in Furnace, hoping that we can have the heat that we are now oh so lacking from the fireplace that we are not around anymore.
Yeah, temperature controlled hut.
We do. The barn ain't temperature controlled.
That's fair.
Yeah, I should be able to encompass both the barn and the hut, though.
Okay. Salinas and Kiesel. You're muted there, Kiesel.
Yeah.
I knew, duh.
You were rehearsing what you were gonna say.
My big moment. No, I'm just waiting for all my chickens to come back so I can stand out. I'm ready for watch.
Okay.
I did my part.
Silver, what's the I guess tree line looking at, like, as it comes towards the encampment, I guess? Is it close by, or is it like a lot of distance?
I mean, various different places. Anywhere between 15 to 30 feet.
Alfred's gonna, as he's walking with Lonan and Cybil, he's gonna start collecting some branches and whatnot and just make like a small little campfire, like a little bit before they decide to head on back,
Okay.
as it gets a little late. Just like Cedric, he's gonna take a little time to offer up a prayer and obviously to Infernus.
Yeah, don't shake us. We can't endure a piety change.
Switch it up. He's gonna spend, I don't know how long Lonan's gonna sit with him for, but he's just gonna basically, until it's time to go, just like asking for any sort of guidance or any sort of way to get out of this like never-ending cycle of falling into a trap.
Okay.
Lonan would probably use the same time Like she'd like probably take Cybil to let you do your prayer and stuff, and she'd offer up a silent one to Noctalis as well.
As we're kind of sitting on watch,
We weren't on a
Selena's
watch
gonna
yet.
turn
This
to-
is pre-watch.
We're not on watch
We're
yet.
everybody's
Okay,
yeah. This
cool.
is everybody nighttime activities before you guys actually go into sleepy time night watch.
Cool.
Nothing else. As Alfred and Lonan eventually make their way back,
Yeah. Alfred will snuggle up next to Snowflake. Cybil on the other side.
okay. All right. As you complete your evening activities, eat whatever food you have on hand, consume your rations. So if you guys want to delete some rations from your carryings,
I mean, I
I'm
don't
gonna actually
want
remember to say that this time.
I don't want to, but I guess I will.
Yeah. How many?
I think it's just one per day, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're daily rations, so that'd be your rations for the course of the day.
This is the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lonan will go ahead and attune to the Chilbane chain shirt armor.
Was that included in the spark notes there, Ernie?
Oh no, I didn't get that spark notes to him.
No, I didn't get that part actually.
Yeah.
Some medium chain shirt armor with resistance to cold damage and some other fun things. So, oh, that thing over there in the chat window.
Along
Yeah.
with our corpses, it was fished out of the marsh with us.
Oh shit.
Or my corpse.
Sweet.
But
Wait, that's going to.
Lonan
Lonan's-
has it at the moment.
Lonan has it.
Okay.
Because it
Yofridir fished it out, but that wasn't going to go anywhere.
Mhm.
yeah, it significantly improves Lonan's AC.
Good. Because we need the AC. Good lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you complete your evening activities, and we shift to watch, Kiesel and Salinas are up first on watch. Where do you guys keep watch from? Stay inside the hut with everybody else? Well, I guess not
Salinas
everybody
has
else.
to.
Alfred is huddled up with a snow ram, so he's outside the hut.
I was actually going to place myself out in front of the barn.
Okay.
So I can get that good outside look.
That's still inside the hut.
I'm outside.
Okay, fine. Don't talk to me. I see how it is.
I'm just. It's been a day.
Did you put it so like half of it's inside the barn, half of it's outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or roughly like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna get that outside. Like, if Salinas is gonna get like the indoor inside watch, I'll get like the outside. I'm just trying to like maximize our watch.
Salinas is trying to sit with you. So he's gonna like stand up and like follow you.
Oh, I mean,
you can see through the hut, so you can sit in the hut and see outside. It's as long as you're not inside the barn half of the hut.
Then I'll sit inside the hut.
Okay. Keep that temperature control.
Please.
All right. One of you want to make a perception check with advantage as you guys take watch?
I got a +1, so if you want to take that advantage, buddy.
I also have a +1, so.
Ooh, righty.
Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Nice. Wow,
All
you
right.
can see
So
everything.
settle in for your watch, your 2-hour segment of the watch. Kiesel and Salinas sitting in the hut, keeping watch out across the farmstead and the area beyond with a nat 20.
Naturally. Does Alfred have a blanket on him, or is he not in the hut?
Albert's
he
got a
is-
snow ram blanket.
And a dog blanket.
neither of which he's using right now.
Oh, I thought Alfred was the sandwich. Right, he was the meat in the sandwich over there.
He settled down for a little bit, but as soon as everyone settled down, Alfred got up. So with I guess with a natural 20, you would see Alfred like walking around.
Walking around.
Back outside?
Back outside.
Is that Alfred walking around back outside?
I mean, it looks back and doesn't see Alfred in the barn. Probably.
Why?
I don't know. You want me to message him?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't know if that boy's all right. He's been through a lot.
All right. Salinas is gonna have point in his direction and say, "Alfred, are you all right? Are you possessed again?"
You'll hear back after like a momentary pause. Not possessed. I'm okay. That's it.
Well, he says he's okay.
He probably just needs to take a walk to clear his head.
We'll keep an eye on him.
So, are we any closer to where we need to be, you think?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you. Are
Yeah.
we... do you think that we're where we're supposed to be at all?
I mean, we're wanderers. Anywhere that we are is where we're supposed to be. So, maybe. I know Yofred is where he's supposed to be now. At least, maybe not exactly quite yet.
I don't know, I just... I don't know.
I want to poke my head out of the hut and or the dome and look up at the sky. Do I see stars?
No.
Oh.
But it has been overcast for the whole day.
I'll come back in. You know, I was going to say something really romantic and poetic, but it's fucking cloudy outside, so I won't. But, you know, I don't know. Who knows anything? I don't know anything. If we, you know, stay together and help you for dear and Hopefully we can see six bells again and warmer weathers. And that's
Yeah.
maybe exactly where we need to be.
I don't. I'm worried. I never finished what I was supposed to do in Baral.
Hmm. Which
That in Wickob. In I haven't had anything. Any answers, any directions?
what was it that you were looking for?
I don't know. I mean, isn't is this what I wanted?
I mean, like literally, like who are you writing letters and needing directions from? Like I said, I know I was going to say something poetic and romantic, but that was a literal question.
No, I mean many people, but from Aurora.
Oh. Huh. I think, and I don't know if this is still controversial, we saw what we saw and we saw who we saw when we met with the Oracle. She is watching very keen, very closely. But I'm just an ant. I'm a monkey. And I have no innate connection, so I couldn't tell you why. But I can tell you that whatever your purpose is, as you hear, and not in the sky or in other people's dreams or any, sort of priestly robes or whatever, your decisions have led you here. You know?
I know, and I, this is this I when we met, I was looking for a way to get out of this whole thing
Mm-hmm.
and just go back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then after some time together, meeting some other people, kind of looks around back and the other figure sleeping. I was looking for a way out, but with a way to hold on to some of this, some of the magic. Is that what I got? Magic and just going around doing what I think, following you guys, without any of the missions, instructions that I had had a few months ago.
Well, if you're working for a boss and your boss gives you like a key to the house, right? And then you decide to quit your job. You still have the key to the house, but now your boss isn't telling you what to do because you quit your job.
I don't know if that's the way the gods work, Kiesel.
I don't know if that's how anything works. But that's at least how I can rationalize it as best as I can. I mean, it is, you know, just as we are, it is. So I don't know. Maybe we need to find another oracle. Maybe we need to find someone high up on the Aurora totem pole. Maybe we could see her again and ask questions, but the last time I tried to say anything to her, she singed off one of my eyebrows. And that was real.
Well, is anything in the dream real?
Up until that point, no. Honestly. Up until that point, it wasn't. Until it became very real. Like I said, I don't know if that's still a controversial thing to say. But I don't know. I don't know if we have to put you high up like a big pole and wait for lightning to strike you or get a good signal. You know, we'll hold you up until we can reach Aurora somehow. And but maybe you just need a good talk with her.
Well, yes.
But I don't know. Lonan would be good to talk to about this. Or maybe not. Or maybe Zedri. Well, definitely maybe not. Maybe Alfred? I don't know. You're very special in this case, Selena, so I don't want to tell you I don't know how to help you, but...
Yeah, yes, I don't know. But, speaking of Alfred, if he's not back in bed before we go to sleep, you should go get him.
Definitely. Maybe I'll walk in on him having a conversation with his hitchhiker.
Sure.
As you're having this conversation, with your nat 20 perception check, you catch sight of a small herd of goat-like creatures. Deep gray fur standing out against the snowy landscape. Short, stubby horns, a little bit skittish, kind of jump away. Think those cute little videos of little mini goats dancing around all over the place. And then their legs are like a darker black fur compared to the dark gray fur of the upper body. And as they approach the perimeter of the Holdsted's farm grounds here, they kind of pause, their heads turning nervously towards the buildings. Then they ease up before one of them goes and gives a few bleats, drawing the rest of them away as the roughly 5-6 of these creatures quickly dash away, back away from the farmstead, hooves kicking up fresh snow, darting off into the distance, leaving a trail of disturbed snow and otherwise calm. Alfred, do you return during their watch?
No.
Okay. As you near the end of your 2-hour watch, you both have been increasingly growing concerned as you felt that hour approaching. As that hour comes and still no sign of Alfred, what do you do?
Well, Salinas, he's lost, or he's lost it. I think we should go searching for him.
Well, I can't leave the hut, so
Damn it. Okay.
good luck.
Fuck.
You guys can give me another perception with advantage.
I'll let you roll it this time. I rolled the last one. I don't wanna.
Alfred, you DM me with where you're at this point, at the end of the 2-hour watch.
I mean, you guys can also always wake up the other people.
Hey, look at that!
Nice.
Wow.
And the exact same critical roll.
Really?
Okay. With the nat 20, you don't have to really look for him. Quickly able to scan the surroundings and see sign of in the rough vicinity of where you saw these goat-like creatures move through. Alfred's over in the trees. Walking? Stationary?
Just stationary, yes. Looking out towards where they departed to.
Okay. Hazel?
I will walk up to him.
Do you
True.
stay where you're at, Alfred? I guess Alfred, give me a perception check.
Fair. Do I notice him?
Yeah. Pretty quiet night. A little bit of whistling wind, but you hear the crunch of the snow as Kiesel gets near.
Is Kiesel?
Surprise! What's got you out here?
I don't think I can sleep, Kiesel.
You don't think you can sleep?
Well, I mean, it's just what I said earlier. It's every time I close my eyes, it seems I end up waking up in some sort of almost half-dead state. Someone has to explain to me how I nearly died. Again.
Is this like a reoccurring thing, or are you talking about over the last couple months?
I mean, even just today, for one. But there have been so many times where it just feels like I'm so helpless. And it's one thing to fight against like monsters or whatnot, or like necromancers or whatever. I mean, those people are horrible and evil, but they can be killed and stopped, and at least that's a way that I know to stop them from killing me.
You can dispel magic on a scary house.
I can't do that.
You don't need to be the one to do that. It's why there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us.
Right, but someone's got to walk in first, and it won't always be me.
You're right. And there's a scenario where it was me who walked in first and started getting digested by a house or something, and it was you who got me out of it. Or it was Salinas and Lonan or Yofredu and Zedri. It could have happened to any one of us. But then you're going to ask me, but why was it me? Why has it been me? And that's where you're going to ask me,
Why wasn't it?
I don't know. Do you know why you were born?
Does anyone know why they're born?
No, nobody knows why bad shit happens to them all the time. Being born is like the worst thing that can happen to you.
Well, I mean, technically, we do know why we were born.
Yes, but do you know why it had to be you who was born in the body that you're in? Why it has to be the experience that you are living in and not someone else? It is you who has to be subjected to being born and to bear witness the horrors of this earth.
You're right, I am being subjected to horrors.
I don't know if you know this, but I have been from one side of the ocean to the other. This shit is fucking scary. I have seen things that I would have never dreamt of ever seen, and I've experienced things that I wouldn't want to have anybody else experience. But you do. There's a certain type of beauty and resilience in knowing that despite the horrors that you face in this world, you yet overcome. And I can't tell you, young Alfred, why you have to be the one to go through these things, just as I can't answer Salinas' question on Aurora. But we still persist. And if it's not you, then it's me. And if it's not me, it's Lonan. If it's not Lonan, it's Salinas, Cedri, Yofredir. But we have each other's backs. You did not die in there. I made sure of it. But we all have each other.
We persist, we persist, we persist. You are correct.
Despite the best efforts of the horrors of this world, we have all still persisted. And there, like I said, is beauty into experiencing that kind of resilience. There's much beauty in the world despite the horrors. Next time you see a flower, pluck it. Put it in a scrapbook or something. Or write poetry that makes you seem very questionable on the inside. Do whatever. But don't let this get to you. You start, dwelling on eldritch horrors like this is why was I born, or I can't go to sleep, I'm going to just wake up dead. You just need to sleep it off. As you have.
Right. You're right, Kiesel. I need to just remember who I am.
Mm-hmm. And faith in Infernus and stuff like that too, that also seems to help.
Right. Praise Infernus.
Can I insight check? Are you being genuine?
Sure.
Sure.
Roll an insight, and Alfred rolling the tower. Ooh.
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 Oh. I have to find I like how they're
I'll
alphabetical,
give you
and
advantage, Alfred.
it still takes me forever. It still takes me forever to find them.
Oh, oh
Damn.
no!
Oh,
Well,
kind of
Well,
gave that
you know what
away
it
now,
is,
didn't
since
it?
he gives that away.
Meta knowledge, we don't know that happened.
meta knowledge.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Good. Now come on, come back to sleep. We don't want to lose you in some freak blizzard. And if you can't sleep, just, you know, try to at least.
Don't worry, Kiesel. You won't lose me.
I kind of look at Alfred a little cockeyed. There's
I trust you.
2 drivers on the carriage. I gotta make sure it's still you.
Have you ever doubted that it's me?
In the dream sequence, we met your passenger, so...
That was quite a wild time.
I'm just saying. If anyone's gonna take the superstitial paranoid burden of the party, it's going to be me.
I thought that was Selena's.
It's going to be me and Salinas.
Alfred's just gonna give a chortle at that. Let's go to bed, Kiesel. And Alfred will follow him back towards the barn.
Yay, he believed me. I gave an inspiring speech and it affected him. Oh, God.
All right.
When the dice give you away.
yeah.
I know.
But
Bro.
Ernie,
Ernie, you're like half closed.
yeah, there's like.
Pete.
I gotta eat this. I gotta eat this sandwich. I don't want to be rude.
No, but it closed just enough so we only saw you eating.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. As the two of you return to Salinas, and it is time for Zedri and Lonan, I believe.
Yep.
Quick second watch.
Oh yeah, no, Selena's already woke the other two up and went to sleep.
Okay.
He wakes us up telling us that Alfred and Kiesel both walked off and then goes straight to sleep. I don't understand this boy.
Cedric's just speechless, shrugging.
Honestly, a power move.
That is pure middle management right there, dude.
Delegating. He's cascading.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Awful.
I guess we'll give him a few minutes to return, but
I was...
Doesn't take long. You spot him coming back towards the barn as you say that. Or back towards the hut, just outside the barn. This portion, at least.
y'all alright?
Well, for the most part,
We just took a
Right.
brisk walk.
physically, yes. I just needed to clear my head.
I feel really bad subjecting you to a watch later in the night. If you were out and about, you normally were resting when it's not all 10.
I mean, I wasn't doing too much. I was just basically walking. I mean, nothing more than I would do on a watch, I guess. I should be fine.
I'll just interject basic knowledge of amount of sleep you'd need. He's not going to be fine.
Narrator, he will not be fine.
Although you can roll a deception check if you want to try and convince him that you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, dude.
That's like the most deception I've done in the entire campaign.
No.
God,
You've been saving that
Damn.
deception for 3 years to finally start lying.
Apparently.
We'll use the stupor roll from the first one that got everybody in this little small group of. You already had Cecil completely convinced of anything you had to say. Now, Zedri and Loden.
If you're sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's not too much to ask.
Lauren, don't take a second to walk after advance if you just want to sleep through the rest of the night.
I would very
No, you're right.
Would Zedri's medical understanding be superseded by this deception check if he knows fundamentally and has also like dealt with Kiesel staying up all night?
So the deception would more so be. You don't know what he did during those 2 hours that he's been out and about.
Okay.
If he says he's fine, and is incredibly sincere with it, then you may not be convinced that he is, like, physically fine, but that you're not going to convince him otherwise.
Okay. All right. Well, I actually kind of need to step out. And Zedri will, like, in the hut, just sidestep, and then the opaque wall.
Okay.
Also, on watch. Just get some rest while you can.
Yeah, I'll catch a quick nap. I'll be fine. For a little.
Lonen's gonna start to turn away, and she'll turn back and be like, "You know we care about you a lot, right?"
Yeah, I know that.
I'm gonna nod and leave the hut.
So you two are leaving the hut to do your watch?
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
Somebody give me one of you two give me a perception with advantage.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. I mean, Zedri is going to go out, kind of like where Salinas was set up when we first got here, and he's just going to start, like, digging at the ground a little bit. So, you probably want to be the one.
Yeah. And she'll kind of keep near him, but still giving him a little bit of space and keep an eye out on everything else. So, what are you doing?
I guess this is the, unceremonious part of my magics. I'll just have, like, dirt under his fingers. He's, like, holding it just, like, in his hands. I mean, this is normally how I commune and try to get things in order. I have a certain capacity, I suppose, and it takes being one with the ground, which this place sucks. And he'll just, like, sit on the ground as he says that, and the dirt will kind of like, there's that moment where the gravity doesn't hit the dirt yet, so it rises, then it like falls back in his hands.
I mean, yeah. Ronan will look up towards the sky. I mean, it's one of the only good things about not being home anymore is I actually get to see the night sky.
Right, when there's not like snow flurries and stuff like that.
Night sky is still the night sky. Noctalis is there whether I can see the stars and the moon or not.
Are you doing okay after all of the goings on today?
No, to be honest. You know, I thought I'd kind of experience the worst in my life, and I wouldn't say this really is the same thing as what I've been through, but weird things messed with my head, a house draining me of my energy, a house draining people I'm starting to care about of their energy, a bog trying to drown a couple people, and apparently they're seeing a loved one drowning them, like... Kiesel almost drowning in the river?
That one's more so on him. He's like weighty with that armor that he totes around.
We really should have tried to convince him not to cross, but can't make people do stuff.
You can't predict it either. I would hope that Yevria has every single answer for a place like Torsland, but that is an oversimplification of just how big this place is.
It's wishful thinking. Dude, do you ever wonder if the gods are truly in cahoots with the Dreamer and whatever other dark forces we're dealing with?
To just pulling out the sacrilege in the middle of the night.
I mean, I've cursed Noctalis a handful of times in my life, so it's no worse than that. I mean, if you don't wonder about stuff, then...
I guess. Blind devotion is one thing. Considerations, but teetering on the edge of blasphemy. I personally don't think that the gods are in cahoots with the Dreamer.
I mean, I want to hope they are.
I mean, it helps to consider just how small we are. I mean, to the gods, we're like ants, if not smaller. So the Dreamer would be, what, a snake?
I mean, you'd have a better idea than I would.
I mean, based on the recounting of events that happened inside of the inn, I think there was a snake at one point. I'm sorry, I talk about these things and I forget that not everybody has experienced the breadth of experiences that we have. The trauma, if you will.
And as much as I appreciate y'all being somewhat transparent about it, and obviously Selena's explained a lot of it to me while you're on the boat, it fills me with a lot of fear, considering Arlo's in there.
If it makes you feel any better, some of us came out with fractured memories of what happened in there. And I mean, Silliness is a great storyteller and recounted a lot of what happened, but I mean, there's feelings that I had in there, and shortcoming it may be, I don't exactly talk about how I feel all of the time, so I can only imagine that there's some stuff that was glossed over.
What's that? And if we're going to talk about feelings, what is the deal with you and Alfred?
What about it?
I'm just gonna I imagine she's kind of been pacing around him as they've been talking, and she's just gonna turn on her heel and look at him, arms crossed. Really?
Really?
You don't.
If you're going to talk about the fact that I didn't go in and save you first,
You're
I
in the
mean,
denial stage. All right, no, I was in the same place. All right. Do you have feelings for him?
Zidri takes the dirt that he had in his hands and he just pushes it onto the ground on either side, super tense hands. I don't think that this conversation is warranted right now. What? Excuse me. Why are we talking about this?
Would you rather we go talk all doom and gloom about the fact that you guys were nearly driven insane by a being much greater than our actual understanding?
No, and truth be told, I don't want to keep it negative all of the time. It's pleasant to chat with you, because you don't have that point of reference in the same way. Feels like the explanation takes so much effort that it's just easier to talk about other stuff with you.
There's another thing to talk about.
It's not this.
Look. I get it. I probably would have said the same shit to Draven or Siobhan or Isha if they had come out and said it to me like that too. So I apologize for my bluntness. I can tell you both care about each other a lot. More than how everyone else cares about each other. And I don't want it to be that you guys are so lost in the chaos you don't take time for that little bit of serenity.
I take back everything that I just said. The fact that you don't have a proper frame of reference is actually extremely detrimental to you talking about something like this. That's so out of touch for you to say.
I'm sorry.
No, listen, at first, whenever we got here, I thought that the snowfall here was really nice, and I thought that it was like the ash back home, but you know what the ash does is it helps things grow. And the fact that we've been dealing with all of this dead stuff up until now, whatever that corpse was that I went ahead and had to grasp away from Alfred's lifeless body, whatever that the house was doing, renovating itself, or whatever, that's probably undead too, just throwing that out there. This place is all death.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And so
you're right. It's all death. It's all death. Let's just ignore all the people who have lived here for God knows how long. Let's ignore the fact that we are on a mission to try and save people. Yeah, it's all death. Guess what? So am I.
That's not
I was created
what I
by
mean.
the god of death. I am someone who has had to watch their best friend die while bringing the best thing in my life into this world. Guess what? The undead and all this bullcrap, I hate it. I hate it because it is such an affront to everything I've believed in. It's why I don't know what the hell in all the gods is going on. And I appreciate that you are also confused and scared. We're all fucking scared, Zedri. But I'm trying to tell you, the one thing you shouldn't be fucking scared of is how you're fucking feeling.
You feel
Because
selfish.
you deserve happiness.
No,
And
there's
no,
so much else that we need to get done. And yeah, whenever we get back and we build the basement, then we can talk about things. But for right now, it's making it through this.
Basement. Screw the fucking basement. We might not get back to that fucking basement. Yofordir might never see Alyona again. I might never see Arlo again. I hope we will. I pray every time before we go to sleep that we will return home and everything will be fine. But it's not a guarantee. And I'm saying this because Lona's, because she's been standing this entire time, she's gonna kind of like lower herself so that they're eye level. I'm saying this because I like to think we're friends. We might have had a really rough start. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to any of you. Zedri, every day I've seen you torture yourself to try and stay sane and to keep everyone else sane and to heal yourself or hurt yourself. I don't know. Everyone else just keeps lying to themselves. Zedri, I want you to be happy. And if you can find that little bit of happiness in this dark, barren fucking wasteland, I want you to know that I support it and I'm not gonna stop you. And yeah, maybe it was inappropriate of me to say that. I apologize for that. You deserve to find happiness, even in the dark.
You really took a roundabout way to get there, Lonan.
Well, sure, whatever, I don't...
I know I do. Like I said, it feels selfish. There's so many people to help, and there's so many things to be done, and if we take that moment to stop and just look at things, then we get dragged down into a bog. Our line of work doesn't lend itself towards those moments of serenity. We have Yofordir's brother attached to an object that he has on his person, and yeah, it felt a little bit bad to say that we needed to go ahead and exercise his brother, but based on all of the experiences that I've had with ghosts and apparitions and poltergeists, it's the best action. And it's unhealthy to hold on to things like that, so I don't do it. I just keep moving forward, and I think that this conversation is finished.
Do you understand that, you know, as much as, yeah, I may not know all the shit you've been through, or any of that, we both got places we want
Sure.
And so does Alfred. And all of us. And you know what? Never mind.
I had to lay Alfred down to rest.
What?
You want to talk about how you lost somebody that you loved and to bring something else into this world that you truly enjoyed. I had to lay Alfred down to rest, and Alfred saw himself in that moment. So yeah, no, I think that our relationship is maybe a little bit more complicated than me giving him a gift and saying, "Will you be mine?" Because he needed some space tonight.
I'm not saying he didn't.
He probably saw his sister, and I know that he's been stressed about all of that. So I just want to give him space, and I just want to do this shit with the debt. And Zidru will just like hold up his hand.
Look. Sometimes when love isn't about always being there for each other every second that something goes wrong. Love is fucking you follow Briora. Love is the ebb and flow of the waves. It's giving each other space when space needs to be given, and being there when you need to be there. I mean, trust me, I can Harlow and we fight a lot, but there will never be a time I'd go on a job and we wouldn't say I love you to each other, even if we were goddamn pissed at each other. Because maybe I don't get it. I probably don't. I have a very narrow view of all that's going on here. But if you've had to put someone you love to rest, then I don't know what to say.
Good talk, Lennon. Zidru will go ahead and stand up. I appreciate everything that you're saying, and I just think that Alfred and I are at a point where you and Arlo are or were, and it's
Not saying you are.
it's just different.
It's always different. That's the whole thing with it. It's not one thing or another. But in the very limited time I've been here, and I'm honestly surprised none of the other guys have picked up on it. Maybe Selena's has. I have really no idea.
No, Selena's thought that Xanathy and I were dating.
And he was wrong.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. Look. Lonan will kind of stand up too. Find just say, I'm not going to say anything to anyone. I certainly ain't going to say anything to Alfred. So if that's what you're worried about, lips are sealed.
Not what I'm worried about. It's just you are the pushiest person out of all of these guys. I have said that I wanted to leave this conversation twice, and normally I can just walk away from it, but you are persistent, if not anything else.
I'm raising a toddler. You gotta learn how to be persistent with shit that they don't want you to be persistent about.
I guess so. Just... I don't know what we're doing. And I'm sure...
Running?
Exactly. None of us know what's going on, and we rely on Yofradir, and we leaned on Aliona so hard, and it's just not connecting. Whatever this Ice Queen stuff is, I still think it's a dragon, if I can be honest. And the last time that there was a dragon, it just didn't go over that great, so...
No, same page when it comes to their... I would be lying if I didn't say I'm both equally terrified and fascinated by the prospect.
As you're in mid-thought, trying to continue this conversation, your passive perception combined with even though you've been fairly distracted and engaged in a conversation here, you just both pick up just subtle sound up in the air above you. And look up to see two small dragon-like creatures gliding through the moonlit sky up above as the moon peeks out at different times amongst the cloud cover. They're about, best guess, about 4 foot long from this distance. Roughly pretty similar size to Folk. Icy blue wings fluttering as they just glide through the air up above. Their scales shimmering, almost like ice reflecting off of the moonlight reflecting off of them. As they circle kind of like vultures circling over top of the farmstead. Scanning the area. Don't seem to pay any mind to the two of you standing outside of the hut. After a few moments, one of them descends quickly, the other one right behind it, heading down towards the ground, short distance off from the camp, off to the east. And a few moments later, watch them both come back up off the ground, one of them clutching some sort of white-furred mammal in its talons as the other one rips at it and tries to steal their prize back away from it before they head back off into the moonlit sky.
Well, that...
It was nature's punctuation. We should go back.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm meddling where I shouldn't.
So you'll scoop up some more dirt and say, all I wanted to do was dirt stuff. And walk off back towards the hut.
Well, I'm annoying, so you'll have to deal with this from now on.
Also, just so you know, everybody can hear you. The hut doesn't block sound. And Sidri will step back into the hut.
Linus can't hear her. He's asleep.
Well,
Loden's like, nobody in there has enough passive a perception to know noticed any of that.
Yeah, Zedger makes that punctuated statement, steps back through the opaque barrier of the hut and back inside, and just to see everybody completely dead asleep, no activity whatsoever. They may be deceiving, putting on a performance to look asleep, but doesn't appear to be anybody awake.
Somebody say deception.
In that brief moment,
Enough of you.
in that brief moment, he is going to go ahead and sit down. He is going to go ahead and sit kind of crisscross and put the dirt kind of like in between. And then very quickly, he is going to put his heart on his chest because his heart is beating so fast right now. And kind of try to do some breathing exercises to bring himself to before the possible seconds he has of Loden coming back.
Lonan will walk back in and she will just avoid him and go to the other side of the hut. She's like, I kind of know I fucked up, but...
Fuck it.
Prep my spells then.
Alright.
I'm gonna
The rest of your watch passes pretty quietly. What do you got?
gonna throw out Gimp Jam. When he heard me, he literally stepped to the door of the office, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. He was looking out at me as I was going through my stuff. I'm
Alright.
sweating now.
You guys pass the rest of your watch in relative silence. Don't see anything else. The two dragon-like creatures don't return. No signs of any other animals of note. As the hours wear on deep into the night, eventually your watch comes to an end. And I believe it is Yofridir on next. Pass the torch.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll wake him up.
Yofridir, give me a perception check with no advantage as he's soloing it.
Yep. Oh no!
Yofridir is thoroughly exhausted after the awful day that it has been for him, falling victim to both situations in the afternoon. And as he sits at the edge of the hut, looking outside, thinking back, reflecting on the day, thankfully for him, his shift passes by in a pretty serene monotony. He doesn't see anything. The night stays still and undisturbed. The whisper of the wind through the trees to break the silence, and the occasional snort or a snore from somebody else in the party. Watching out. Occasionally. His eyelids are heavy and he struggles to keep himself fully awake and alert. The sound, nothing more than the flurries of snow and the occasional creak of the old wooden structures around them. Occasional shifting, which in particular, I need everybody to Jeffin except for Salinas.
I told you, you gotta talk to her. You gotta talk to her one-on-one.
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone,
Tomorrow.
Salinas.
Ring, ring.
Bring.
Oh no! I was talking shit.
Okay. Salinas. Toss and turn in your sleep, wrestling with the questions left unanswered from your conversation with Kiesel, left unanswered just in general, that caused the conversation with Kiesel, and unable to find any comfort after the day's events. Or maybe something more going on. Find yourself sitting in a small, quaint little house, eerily reminiscent of the abandoned farmstead that you just cleansed. The interior is alive with an otherworldly vibrance, colors more vivid than reality, walls that were once decayed are now pristine, furniture standing in perfect order, a very orderly house, a very clean, idyllic situation, idyllic scene. Seated at a table, enjoying a nice bowl of warm rice mixed with various peppers, spices, and a spicy sausage, ground sausage. Meal warms your cold body, and you feel content for a moment. And then I find that my little sound effect isn't here. It disappeared.
Oh no.
Love that timing.
Tragic.
There. Get it back. All right. I need a wisdom save.
Okay. Do I have advantage?
No.
Okay. Ooh.
You hear a loud pounding on the door to this house. Just immediately filled with a sense of dread. As the knocking continues, relentless, over, over again. Thunderous, echoing through the house, each strike reverberating through your core. Sounds rhythmic like a heartbeat growing louder, louder, more insistent with every passing moment. Gaze drawn immediately to the door, repeatedly just looking at the door, looking back and forth between your surroundings and back to the door with every hammering, every knock. A solid old piece of wood gleaming with an unnatural polish now. As the knocking grows more frantic, accompanied by persistent pounding, shakes the entire structure. It's not just the door that's rattling with the knocks, it's the whole house rattling around you. The dishes in the cupboard are rattling and shaking against each other, rattling with that sound of porcelain hitting porcelain. And despite these insistent calls, insistent knocking at the door, you're just paralyzed by fear. Can't bring yourself to get up out of the seat. Can't bring yourself to go anywhere closer to this door. As each attempt to rise from your seat, move towards it, just met with an overwhelming sense of dread, and your body betrays you as if weighed down by invisible chains. Give me another wisdom save.
This is just another nightmare. Shakes his head and just repeats that to himself.
Your eyes dart around the room, seeking any sort of solace or an escape, but the surroundings remain eerily unchanged. The pounding continues, growing more desperate and menacing, leaving you just in a state of paralyzing anxiety. The door looming like a monstrous entity, demanding entry. As you jolt awake, drenched in a cold sweat, lying in the familiar confines of the hut, just where you laid down to sleep. Remnants of the dream fading into the night's quiet as you feel a small, throbbing pain coursing through your hand and the finger that holds your ring of mind shield.
We were.
What time is it, Silver?
To be, you've been out for about 3 hours. Jofridir, with his drooping eyes, doesn't notice you awake.
Poor Jeff, missing all the drama tonight.
Yeah, Salinas will just rub his finger and try to go back to sleep.
Okay. The exhaustion of the day quickly brings you back into your slumber. And eventually, Jofridir's watch ends. So we get to fourth watch of the night, which is Alfred. He's been sleeping for about 4 hours.
Does Alfred stay asleep and just take the long rest?
I mean, does Jofridir get him up?
Alfred, give me a perception check with disadvantage. Based off of the amount of just total annihilation that you have suffered over the course of this day. You wake up, groggy.
Alfred's going to walk outside. He's gonna light a torch. And he's gonna sort of set himself a little ways away from the barn, close to the house, and just keep the barn in sight.
Okay. Jofridir promptly just lays down, goes to sleep. He was half asleep throughout his entire watch anyway. Alright, Alfred, go ahead and give me a perception check. You start your watch too.
Right. That tracks.
It seems pretty fitting. Okay. Do we need a Jeff and everybody for your watch? Or are we good? It's your call.
I think we're good.
Okay. So what do you do on your watch?
Alfred will find a spot around the house that's not covered in snow, or if he needs to, he'll clear one. Um, he'll plop himself down and just, I guess with a 7 perception roll, also he'll sort of, I guess, stare into the torch. And he'll start just like muttering underneath his breath about all the shit that's been happening. How a lot of it's unfair, and how he's been stuck by this chance in a wild scenario. But he'll sort of like take a deep breath, get himself composed, and for the remainder of his watch, he'll just sort of, not doing laps around the barn, but just sort of strolling around it every now and then, completing a rotation just by chance. More meandering than anything, honestly.
Okay. You keep your watch, vigilantly circling the perimeter with your torch in hand. Oftentimes, just feeling your thoughts kind of overtake your attention to the watch. But don't notice anything. 2-hour shift passes by without incident, almost relatively quickly, although you fight some heavy eyelids by the end that you are struggling to stay awake. You persevere and push through it. Feel like you've done a good job of keeping watch over your friends in the uneventful stillness. Only the whisper of the wind and the fluttering of the torch to keep you company. As you notice the first light of dawn start to break through the clouded sky in the east, casting a pale, warm glow over the cold, barren landscape around you. Rising sun touching the frost-covered ground with a soft, golden light, giving you a gentle reprieve from the night's chill as you conclude that your watch is over.
Alfred will pick himself up. Take one last look around the landscape, surveying it, and then he'll walk inside the dome, and then seeing Selena's, he'll walk back outside the dome to wake someone else up.
Were they all? I think is anyone outside the dome?
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
everybody's
like,
in the dome.
is
Unless you want to
everyone in
wake
the dome?
snow rams.
Oh, I thought that like some people were like in the dome or like outside with the snow ramps too.
So I think the dome was set up to be partially inside. Like part of it covers into the barn,
Oh, okay.
but not where the snow rams are, because the snow rams can't go in the dome. So
All right. He'll just start with whoever's closest. Like, I guess he'll wake up Kiesel. Kiesel, good morning.
Good morning. Do I look pale?
Alfred just yawns in your face. Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. That was exactly the answer I was looking
All right. Good, good, good. I'm doing well. Uh, you need to wake up Salinas, please. I'll get on the others.
Just give me 10, 15 minutes. Give me like a good half hour. Give me like an hour.
Alfred will go to loan it.
I'd say Lowen's probably already kind of waking herself up on her own.
Perfect.
Morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
I am Alfred again.
I wouldn't expect you to be anyone else. You've been Alfred for as long as I've known you. Which, I mean, to be fair, hasn't been very long, but you get what I mean.
The sentiment remains? Stands?
Yeah.
Is. I appreciate it.
Word.
Well, my apologies, I just caught you waking up, so I can't imagine it's particularly easy to form complex sentences.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go wake up the rest now. Okay?
Do you want me to get Selena's?
Yes, please. I tried to get Kiesel, but Kiesel rolled back over.
Oh? You lied, bitch. This whole session.
But you're convinced.
Do another 20.
It's funnier a third time.
It's like I
How many
have
goes
an
in
idea.
threes?
I mean, that's how Alfred saw it. Like, Kiesel sort of, like, gave a half question, and then, like, went back to bed.
No, Kiesel was up. He told you to give him some time to wake up Salinas.
Oh, I thought you went back to bed. You were like, give me a half hour. Give me an hour.
You and your lies.
Well,
You
that's
all
my mistake.
eventually wake up. We're not going to go through waking people up or anything like that. It's nothing of consequence
No.
there. So you each
Okay.
waken in turn, find yourself safe and sound inside the hut, whether you're on the barn side or the non-barn side. No further harm having visited you in the dark of night, and your journey awaits you. Everybody receiving a long rest, with the exception of Alfred. He did not get enough hours of sleep. So Alfred will have one level of exhaustion.
And he had
And-
such few hit points already.
Is he being performative in like trying to keep up the facade of not being exhausted, or is he very obviously feeling it?
Yeah, Alfred is wearing everything on his shoulder, so to speak. He is like haggard. He's not putting on a brave face, just to put it bluntly or succinctly.
Okay.
But if you ask him, Alfred will say he's okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, Zedri is going to go up to Alfred. Hey, Alfred, can I ask you something?
Yeah, you can ask me something else too.
I'm sorry?
What it's an old joke. Sorry. You asked me a question, and I was asking me a question.
Okay. Zedri like takes a moment to collect himself. He's like really frazzled by this. Okay. It was gonna, you said last night that your body's feeling okay, but your head wasn't? I- your body's kind of matching the mental state now. You seem to be pretty exhausted.
Um, I mean, I'm okay. It's nothing new.
Right. Well, here's the problem. Faysal stayed up all night whenever we were back in Yerverdy's village, and I have a magic that can assist, but it's only going to work if like if you actually are exhausted, and it would be a waste if you weren't exhausted. So I'm just putting it forward if at any time you feel maybe a little bit more exhausted.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind. I thank you.
Yeah, you said that you were fine, so I want to respect that.
Alfred's just gonna like stand there and like not know how to respond to that.
So she's just gonna turn around and go and sit down, and he's gonna go ahead and conjure some good berries.
They're back.
They are.
As that is happening, Lonan is probably recounting the drake-like creatures she and Zedri saw during their watch to Yofridir and Salinas, and if Gisel's there as well. They were bluish silver. They were hunting something to eat, caught it, and then flew off. Wasn't anything major.
Dragon-like creatures, like wyverns or like dragons?
Kind of like folk, like a drake.
All right.
Drake is in being separate from a dragon, like a separate animal, or like the fledgling of a dragon?
Yes. Dragon-like, but not a dragon.
Dragon, like folk is drake.
So we're not near
Yes.
the mama's cave, is what I'm trying to ask. You know how bears get. I'd hate to see how dragons get.
Well, I mean,
I don't think so.
yeah,
I mean,
baby dragon is, I mean, a hatchling. It's a lot different from like a grown dragon or a drake or wyvern.
Do you remember back in Wickob, we saw from the Raditz castle, there had some drake riders or wyvern riders. So those are different things from dragons.
Okay. Like I said, it's best that we run into dragon-like creatures than, dragon babies with the dragon mama.
The fact we're already seeing them is, I mean, a little concerning. I mean,
Does Yofridir remember if that's a normal thing?
Give me a nature check for you over here.
Can Lonan also make a nature check because I have advantage?
Oh, it rolled the Salinas one. Okay, let me do Yofridir.
I don't think this is going to be better. So
Because
he's got a +1. So
There's Yofridir rolling it.
doesn't know much.
Okay.
I do have advantage on intelligence checks to recall information on dragons.
Okay.
So nature or survival?
Nature. Oh my god.
Fuck.
Wild.
Wow.
How the fuck? You still got
Wasn't
an
meant to be.
11.
What in particular were you trying to recall, Lonan?
She's trying to recall if drakes tend to be in the vicinity of full dragons.
Don't know.
Okay.
Damn, you know house cats, but not lions.
No.
It's probably it's more the
I was gonna say,
opposite.
it's probably the
She knows the
opposite,
lions,
actually.
but not house cats.
Yeah.
Because she can't recall if drakes are in the vicinity of full
Mm.
dragons. She just happens to have a drake. A spirit
Alright.
drake.
Alright.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
Yeah,
I see how it
alright.
is. I see how it is.
Alright.
Do we get going and continue our journey?
Fuck yeah. Let's blow this
Yep.
popsicle stick.
Yes.
Joint.
All right. You get your snow rams mounted up. Everybody set up to go. Start your voyage up out of the Urinelv River Valley, up into the hills that have been closing in around you as you moved up the valley. Now you're heading up into the hills. I need a history check from Yofridir.
I don't know why I clicked on my character sheet like I would have been the one making the history check.
I do the same thing sometimes.
Oh, it was
That
almost
was
at 18.
robbery.
Yeah.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yofridir doesn't recall what this place is called. You seriously missed the DC by 1.
Oh no.
As you head up into these hills, and I will say that Yofridir, since we don't have Jeff here with access to his lore document, Yofridir would notify all of you that you are heading up into these hills, and that these hills are clan territory of the Winterloaf clan, which is not one to be not friendly, we'll put it that way. They're not necessarily outright evil, but they're neutral at best.
They're the vampire ones.
They are.
All his followers. Okay.
Okay.
And as you start to make your way up out of the valley into the rocky hills above, ascending the hills is no easy task, especially when they're covered in snow. And your snow rams will need to make athletics checks to ascend without slipping down the hill. You can each make a animal handling check to help give your snow ram advantage on its athletics checks going up the hill. Or if you can come up with any other plausible reasoning for why you should have advantage, or somehow make this a team check, I am open to that proposal. You just have to give me a good reasoning why.
So, for Lonan, seeing how steep these hills are, and knowing that she is very skilled at navigating difficult terrain, i.e. it doesn't impose disadvantage on her anymore, she's going to hop off of Moonspark and is going to help lead Moonspark without the extra weight of her on her back, and kind of help lead her through the more difficult parts of it.
Okay. I'll give you advantage on your animal handling check for taking that approach.
Okay.
And the same would go for anybody else if you so choose to want to dismount, following Lonan's lead.
Yeah, Actually, Alfred will take that lead. Is Lonan sort of making any, I guess, pathway as she's leading her snow ram up? I guess what I'm asking is there a feasible path that Alfred can follow to sort of mimic Lonan's action?
Yeah, I mean,
If you're following
there is
behind
this,
her,
like-
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's her footsteps and Moonspark's footsteps. So it would probably create, like, at least an identifiable way that she's going up. And she'd kind of, like, if she sees you hopping off, she'll kind of guide you also verbally.
I mean, there is a slight worry that, right, Lonan doesn't have problems with difficult terrain, but we certainly do.
Yeah.
It could definitely slow us down if we all like, pop off our snow rams.
Alfred doesn't know that she's inherently better at walking than he is.
But she'll, if she sees that Alfred's hopped off, she'll kind of call back advice and stuff to at least help him with navigating.
Yeah, Alfred will try and take that path though.
Okay. So if Lonan is kind of leading the way with this because of her abilities with terrain, I will say whoever follows behind her can also have advantage on their animal handling check if they're following suit with what she's doing and following her path. Then each person behind that, you can make a survival check to get advantage on your animal handling check. Or layer in checks upon checks upon checks. Or if you got another reason, that's fine too.
Zedri's gonna take up the rear, and he's
Okay.
going to stay on Mystic and go ahead and kind of like take out the, I believe it's the leather strap that he has, like the piece of raw leather. And
Okay.
he's going to go ahead and like tie it on Mystic's horn as just a light kind of like ethereal flame kind of prompts at his hooves, because he's going to cast freedom of movement on Mystic.
All right.
I'm gonna make a raw animal handling check because I don't got shit going for me.
I will say, Zedra, your move gives advantage on the athletics checks. You don't need to make the animal handling check.
My God, I'm gonna hold us up.
Don't do that.
I rolled first.
All right,
Why
Lonan,
not?
you have advantage on the first athletics check for your snow ram.
Oh, I thought I clicked it then.
Yoferdir
You
will
have a
also
disadvantage
Oh,
on
yeah,
all
I
your
have
skills at this
disadvantage.
point. But 14,
you're right.
14 meets. So you have advantage on your athletics check there, Alfred. Kiesel does not.
So now I have to make-
Yoferdir.
I was just gonna say now I have to make a.
Yeah, well,
Check.
see what Salinas and Yoferdir are doing.
Yeah.
And then we'll do snow ram checks.
So it's a athletics check from the snow ram.
Yeah, so a strength check from the snow ram.
Okay.
But
Um,
we'll figure out what Salinas and Yoferdir are doing first before we do any of this.
Yoferdir is also going to dismount using his higher speed and also the ability to just walk on top of the snow with his ring of water walking. I think that's how we called it previously.
So, point of note, the snow rams do have snowshoes, right?
No.
I mean, like, it's, like, on the,
Yes, they have that
their-
ability
Okay.
that makes it so that the terrain doesn't bother them.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were being impeded by the snow.
No. Although as you're going up this hillside, the whipping wind and snowfall is a bit more of a mess.
Oh, wait. I guess advantage didn't go through.
Yofradir can do a animal handling with advantage. I'll give advantage on that.
I think, and I think
Selena's got a
Selena's is just
masterful
going-
plan.
Selena's is just gonna try to roll animal handling. He feels like he has a good connection with Ivory after the situation with the marsh.
Okay. Oof. Okay, so Selena's, go ahead and roll that animal handling straight roll.
Yep. Oh.
Okay.
I rolled once and it didn't count and it was a 19! I know.
Faysal, give me a straight athletics check from your snow ram, or strength check.
It's a dragon.
Ronan, do an advantage
Click on the
one.
C.
I'll let Faysal go first.
Okay.
Oh shit. Am I doing something wrong? It's not a dragon.
No, just click on it.
Yeah, just click
No,
on
just click on it.
C.
Just click on what?
The
So
little
on
C.
the-
Roll C next to strength.
On the character.
Do you-
yeah.
There we go. We did
Yeah.
it.
I was tripping, bro. I was like, what the heck?
Zedri?
Working great.
Advantage on the athletics?
Yep. Yep.
Ooh.
Nice.
And let's see. It's 3. Alfred, you already rolled yours, so Yofradir and Selena's both straight rolls on the athletics for your snow ram. Okay.
Come on, Ivory. You can do better than that.
All right.
Oh, that one was for Go for Deer.
You all make it up the first stage. It's only DC 5. So just had to completely not fail that. Alright, so anybody that had advantage still has advantage. You don't need to repeat any of the rolls that you did to get that advantage. Anybody who did not can attempt to do the animal handling check again. So I think that's Selena's, Jofradir, Kiesel. You can all roll the animal handling again and attempt to get there. That's a no.
cares?
That's a
Who gives a
no.
Nice.
And that's a success. So Jofradir gains advantage to the next snow ram roll. Those of you that already had advantage, you have advantage again. So Selenas and Kiesel will be the only ones that do not have advantage on the snow ram. Second strength check. DC goes up this time.
The stairs go up. Oh shit.
All right.
Faysal, remember you have inspect.
Not in.
Oh, I
Diesel.
think
I wanted to see your response to that.
Yeah, there's a +4 that goes on
You
there.
don't know how to use this shit.
yeah, I think you might need to look at Echo because it's just 10s across the board on.
That's
on
his
Go for
echo.
Deer's
That's
snow
his fire echo. That's not his snow ram.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I was
I
wondering.
thought his snow ram
His
was.
is
I thought
Aries.
his snow ram was. Okay, I thought his snow ram was Echo.
Nah.
No, I
Do you want me to roll it with?
no. They have +4. So, or they should. Well, tell me if he's got +4 or
This-
+3. Depends on Aries.
Th-
They all
Aries has
have 3 or
+4.
4. +3. Okay. All right, with a 10 and with the 5 on Annabelle and Ares both need to make dex saves.
Really, 10 was too low? Oh my god.
DC 12 this time around.
Dude, it's like Chutes and Ladders. I'm gonna lose my progress. Like Candyland.
Ares just hits the dex save. Keeps from sliding back down. Annabelle does, let's see, with a 9, would you have a 5? Yeah. Yeah. Annabelle goes slipping back down the hill. So, Faysal, I need you to redo the first check with your snow ram.
Boss, what about to be here all night? Alright, so now
So
I gotta...
you can do the animal handling again, if you want.
Good lord.
Come on, speedrun strats.
Okay, no success there, so roll the straight athletics.
Nice.
There we go, okay. Back up to the second stage, so now Yofradir
Oh.
lose the advantage because he failed the check, so Faysal animal handling and Yofradir animal handling. Yofradir has the advantage on the animal handling check, still from what he's doing, but he has to
Did
reroll.
Salinas pass the last animal handling
Yep.
check? Oh.
Or no. Salinas made it up the hill to the third stage. All of you are up to the third stage, except for Yofradir and Kiesel are falling behind. They're at the second stage.
Oh. Gotcha.
Kiesel, that's a fail on the animal handling. That's a success on the animal handling, so advantage on the strength for Yofradir. That's a fail on the...
Ooh.
Okay, with the nat 20... Kiesel, you can re-roll. Yofradir's going to help you up the hill.
I think I'm going back down. Ooh.
There it is. All right, everybody's up to the third stage. Okay, everybody on the third stage. If you've succeeded all the way through and had advantage because of the animal handling check, you still have advantage. I think Salinas is the only one that needs... Salinas and Kiesel need to roll for animal handling. Kiesel just makes it. So, Kiesel, you have advantage on the athletics. Everybody needs to make the athletics with their snow ram. Salinas is the only one who does not have advantage.
Could Zedri assist since Mystic got a nat 20 on the second stage? Because he was hanging till the back. So he would have actually been behind.
You get a nat 20 on this stage.
This one? Okay.
You can,
We'll
if
see.
any of you do. So, if Salinas wants to wait and go last, that might not be a bad move. This is the easier one than the last one.
Oh, it better be. Good
Yeah,
lord,
roll.
look at those rolls.
I didn't roll advantage, damn it. Well, that's what I get for not rolling advantage.
My rolls tonight are just trash.
Yofradir's rolls.
Aries
Okay.
rolls.
Salinas is the only one that fails here. Give me a dex save with Ivory.
Just here rolling freaking ones and twos.
Whew, just enough. With DC 8. So at DC 9, you keep from sliding back down the hill. Just gotta go give it another shot. So roll me another animal handling. Try and get advantage on this. Okay, give me the straight athletics check then. It's only DC 9. Come on! No!
My rolls are trash. I don't know what's happening.
All right, roll me the dex. Say, actually, all of you guys are up there, so if you want to give him a reroll as a group, collectively, you can reroll that. Salitas, see if you can get to that 9.
Take my
Yeah.
power! And all of us are like Power Rangers formation.
Alfred throws down a rope.
There we go.
Much better.
Teamwork makes the dream work. We get 10 above. As the last of you makes it to the summit of the hill and find yourself kind of on top of the world to some degree. Highest point you've been at in all of Torsland as you reach up here. And finding your way to the top of the hill, out in front of you is the hilly portion of the map that I'll share the map with everybody again. But we update our little journey. As you start to make your way into the top of these hills, looking out and seeing these hills that kind of almost form like fingers heading off to the north. And nice view out across the plains. As you traverse these rugged high hills, landscape unfolding before you, a harsh, ancient beauty to it. It's the path underfoot, uneven, rocky, forcing you to take a average pace. Going fast would be probably a careless action at this point. Sharp crunch of the snow underneath the snow rams as you move. And looking out towards the south, you can see the only thing at a higher point than where you're at right now is the Fell Mountains to the south. To the east, looking out across an open valley that gives way to a lake off in the distance. And to the west, more of these rolling hills that you're moving across the top of. As you make pretty good time moving across several miles before eventually catching sight of, as you're ascending one of these hilltops along the eastern edge of these hills that are lining this valley, the snow-covered landscape before you see just a wavering image on the horizon of a ruined stone tower, stark standing against the muted white and gray of the snowy landscape around it. Tower standing ancient, damaged, but as you get a little bit closer, looks like very similar to the lighthouse in Snowed Skull. Very finely hued stone blocks making up this weathered form as it stands out, overlooking across the eastern river valley down below. And as you start to make your approach heading in that direction, that's where we'll stop for today. As we start to approach midday of day 3 of your journey. All right, so for those
Holy hell.
watching on demand, that is the end for tonight's chapter. If you're watching on demand, come watch live. You can get involved in giveaway for some stickers, get involved in potentially down the road here, giveaway for some dice. You can influence the stream with channel points. You can get involved with helping with rerolls or forcing rerolls if you are that kind of person. not judging one way or the other, but good opportunity to engage in chat and have fun with everybody. And we will look to see you next week for chapter 14 as we venture across and near the Dristic Fell Mountains, having survived a very tumultuous day 2 of travel compared to the very easygoing day 1 of travel. And we'll see you next week with everybody, I believe, at the moment. Full boat?
Yes.
Correct. So,
We're back on
Till
a
then.
boat. No.
no. Let's hope
Don't
not.
allow-
No.
Let's avoid
Thanks
the
for tuning
water.
in on demand, people.
Ah,
Stay off the boat.
stay off the boat.